Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the new Fabio Cannavaro SBC card to review today. So, we're taking a look at someone that is 5'9" with low high work rates, 2-star skills with a 3-star weak foot while being a right-footed player. Now, let me tell you guys something about Cannavaro's card for previous years, okay? Cannavaro is the definition of a gameplay commentator, right? Gameplay commentators are people that, when the game plays not up to par, can play really well in it because of the base characteristics that he has, right? So, if we take a look at his player traits, he has a solid player trait. So if we take a look at his in-games, he's got 84 base acceleration with 77 sprint speed. So that's good, right? Having 94 acceleration with 87 sprint speed is definitely going to be very helpful for a card like this because of the fact that he is a very small player. 5'9" with dribbling stats like that in the center back position is going to be very helpful. Ball control, dribbling, that's going to be more for stuff on the ball, right? But the agility and the balance and the reactions is going to be more for me to be able to control him and transition left and right really quickly in certain positions, right? Some people may use a card like this in the CDM position, but I mean, if you get Fabio Cannavaro to use him as a CDM, it's a little bit strange. Not fully strange, but I think in the center back position, it just makes the most sense. I don't know if you guys remember the 2006 World Cup. This guy to this day is probably still one of the best interceptors of the ball I've ever seen. Like, he's so good at reading the play. He was so ridiculous in that tournament, just on another level. But shooting, doesn't have any shooting. Passing, he's got 73 for short passing, 70 for long passing. It's not terrible. It's a center back, right? You need to be able to make very simple passes for the most part, so it's not a big deal. Dribbling, again, like we said, it's going to be very helpful for his body type as well as his pace to be able to move left and right really quickly. Now, here's the thing with this card is that his base defensive stats is really high. And that's very important because that's what players play to mostly, in my opinion, right? So 96, 90, 95, 95, 94 is very, very good because when you give him the shadow chemistry style, you're essentially making it perfect, right? With the physical, he even has 85 aggression. So 85 aggression with the pace that he has, you need to understand that if this card plays somewhat similar to Conte in game in the center back position, could be really good, right? He's got 78 for stamina and then 93 for jumping. So with center backs reviews, it's very simple because you can use the best players in this game, like Varane, and they'll sometimes make mistakes too. Not often, right? You could tell when they're meta right away. Like I said, there's base things that you notice when you're using certain cards, but for Cannavaro, we're just going to be using this formation, right? We're going to be doing a defender review, so it doesn't really matter how many goals the guy scores against me. Hopefully Mystics in a higher division so that people actually attack against me. So we can use the 4-3-2-1. With the way that this team is formatted, I'll just put Aguero up top, and then we'll use Dembuz as a center mid. Messi off to the right side. Nah, we'll put Mahrez. Yeah, we'll put Mahrez in that center mid position. Because we'll play like a little bit of regular FIFA. The reason why I like to use the 4-3-2-1 with only the instruction of stay back while attacking cover center for the center mid is because it allows me to test out the fullbacks and the center backs a lot because the team is really open. It's not necessarily a meta formation by any means, right? So, yeah, we'll get into a game. We'll see how Cannavaro plays. These guys are on balance instructions, stay back while attacking for the most part. Like I said, this tactic is very attacking oriented, so we'll play some regular FIFA so that we can commit some players going forward. And for some reason, this card. Oh, I see. Ah, okay, yeah, that's right because it is a balance instruction. I always forget that. Always forget that. Okay, so I'll make sure to switch that in game then. Okay, yeah, that's cool then. Let's get into a game and see how he plays. Okay, so this guy has pretty typical full meta team. He's going to attack a lot against me, so this will actually be perfect for the review. I could maybe, if he's decent at the game, I could see him maybe scoring like 3 goals, 4 goals or something. But yeah, this will definitely be very good for the review, I think. So let's do it. I'm just going to make sure I pause the game first and switch the players to the right positions. There we go. We got the switches off there. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Cool, 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 cool. Let me see what his dribbling is like first. I mean, for a center back, guys, it's pretty good. Let's just try a regular pass like this. Okay. I mean, you have to make like very typical passes in the center back position because his passing is not like crazy high up there. Trying some skill moves out here. It's not bad so far. We'll see what's up. See how open the 4-3-2-1 is? That's why I like to use this formation for the defender reviews. It's like a recent thing I figured out. I think I was doing the Tavernier one and I was like, oh, this is a good formation to see. Hey man, he ran back really quickly, to be honest. That was actually pretty solid. I was like holding that area there at the fullback for a long time. I thought I was going to get that ball. His track back there was actually pretty solid. Giving him shadow is obviously going to be very important, guys, for the acceleration and sprint speed boost. Kevin De Bruyne, man, as a center mid, I don't know. This card is a different breed there, bro. Different breed. That's like the base attacking AI stuff, defensive AI stuff that I talk about when it comes to like seeing if a card is like full meta. It's very, very obvious, you know? Yeah, his transitioning is pretty strong. It's not like crazy emphasized in any way. You can see how open the defense is, so it's pretty good. Let's get that tackle off there. Nicely done. Oh, nice goal there with Aguero. Flashback Aguero's card, by the way, is like way better than his rare gold card. I don't know why. The stats weren't even that significantly boosted, but... Okay, so for base characteristics, you can see right there that he actually does aggressively... I didn't use manual goalkeeping there. Wait, so if I use R trigger and triangle at the same time, he moves like that? What? I don't even use manual... Bro, I'm telling you guys, I barely use manual goalkeeping. That was a little strange. But very aggressive in that situation there. Kun Aguero! Head that back to the goalkeeper. He doesn't, I don't know, he doesn't feel as agile as I thought he would be. I mean, it's not to say that he's not agile, like he is, but it's not as much as I thought it would be. I think the meta this year is like it's so specific, you know what I'm saying? It's very, very specific. Like when you use certain players, you notice that presence immediately, right? We're going to keep using him though. Let's chase after the ball right here. Body to body. Good little tackle right there. Can't even get to the ball there because of Neymar blocking me. We play basketball, you know what I'm saying, guys? We got the picks off. I did bad defending right there, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, it was okay right there. Nothing too crazy. First time pass. Yeah, he could still make those. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, the passing is not necessarily a huge deal when it's a center back, as long as you make, like, very... I mean, I wouldn't say it's, like, a basic pass, but it's a pass you could definitely work with, for sure. Make that pass to the other side. Wow, he actually passes the ball quite nicely.
That is top-notch goalkeeping. He had to reach in with his hand. Yeah, it's all about reading the pace of the ball and the player's feet. When do I go
there we
down?
go.
When do I strip the ball?
He's actually, he's noticeably aggressive. Like, you know that base characteristic that he has from real life, where he kind of just, like, aggressively goes into the path of getting that interception? I don't know if you guys ever watched, like, Italy versus Germany, but, oh, that's what it reminds me of so far. So it feels like he does that, which is pretty cool. I don't know, man. For me, aggressive interceptions is super noticeable with this card so far. I just feel like you kind of need the height in this game, you know? I think the mechanics, like, require it. Not to say that Cannavaro is not going to be a good card, but from a full meta perspective... Oh, I can't believe you don't get that pass off there. We're going to get the finesse shot there, though. He's going to leave from this game. His first impression for me is that it feels like he needs height, you know? Aggressive interceptions is very noticeable so far, but I will try him out for one more game. Yeah, I just feel like the meta is like... It's so linear, you know? certain players from base stats, you can kind of tell. Like, honestly, I think Varane has been the only surprising good player in this game, but not even necessarily because he has the body type and the pace for it, but it's the dribbling stats that doesn't matter for him, right? But, I mean, the card is obviously very good. Joe Gomez is good in his own ways as well. But with Cannavaro, I need to see one more time. I have a feeling I know what this card is already like. I have to make sure I change the players' positions. But I just want to see if that's fully the case. Because, you know, cards can be usable center backs, but not necessarily like, oh my god, he's amazing. Like, Varane's the way he is, Joe Gomez is the way that he is. If it's a prime version of Cannavaro, then that's obviously what we're going to be looking for, right? In a way, it's kind of good to have Aguero in the center mid position to have the guy attack against me more. His transitioning is solid, though, guys, because he is small, so the agility and balance part is noticeably good on his card, for sure. It's not as good as I thought it would be. I thought it would be better, but it's okay. Messi scores that opportunity. Is he going to leave from this game already? Hopefully not. Let me go ahead and I'll use Aguero. I'll use Aguero as a midfielder, actually. Screw it. Why not? By the way, guys, when it comes to cards like this, like if I don't think a card is not full meta, it doesn't mean that he's a bad center back by any means, right? Like, I used a lot of center backs that are decent, that are not full meta, but, you know, gotta use cards for fun, you know. I just don't want him to be awful. Like, I think players like Hierro are just like whatever, you know, because you have to play with low depth to play with cards like that, and low depth is really boring, so. Well, at least he kept on to that one guy over there. His base defensive stats are noticeably good, too. Physical is obviously not going to be as drastic on this card because he's not going to be a physical card. But yeah. That was a beautiful goal. It's probably going to be offside, though. He did a drag touch right there that kind of like screwed me a little bit. I don't want to touch Cannavaro right here. Okay, so he did well to mark his player right there. I don't expect him to like come on the inside over there. Like, over there, you definitely need to block the middle. I just didn't want to make that switch into the middle there. I just wanted to see what he would do, how he would behave. That overcommitment was a little bit strange, but again, all players do that sometimes in this game, so. I think Cannavaro will be in a very similar situation to like Stones, right? Like, it's just going to be a center back that you get that's not necessarily going to be full meta, but it'll be good for your team. His sway right there was a little bit strange. See, like that situation right there, your defenders can still act very strangely. Like, he definitely shouldn't be scoring an opportunity like that. My Stones should have been able to get that ball easily, but FIFA stuff, you know. I guess it's the dribbling part that's probably the most disappointing. It's the thing that I thought would be the highest. I don't know. I don't know if it was Cannavaro's card last year, though. I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago where he was really, really good. Where I would even put him in the full meta. No, he was close to the full meta capability. Close to it because of how the gameplay was. I think it might have been like... It might have been 18 or 19, actually. It might have been 18? It was 18 or 19 where he was close to it. But then after that, it was like, eh. Alright guys, so final verdict on the Cannavaro card. So this is definitely going to be one of those cards that's going to be 50-50 for people. So for me personally, I don't think he's like a full meta card by any means. When you use this card in, it was, like I said, it was either FIFA 18 or FIFA 19, where if you got the prime version of his card, he was actually really freaking nice. I didn't feel like this card was close to the full meta, but I did feel like he was a good card. Now, when we test out defenders, we force a lot of situations out of them to defend in certain areas. So when I was defending normally, the card was doing perfectly fine. The base characteristic that he actually has is aggressive interceptions, right? And it's because of the defensive boost that you actually give this card. So that is definitely something that you can work with when defending with a card like this in your team. In a 4-2-3-1 system, 4-4-2 with regular tactics, I feel like you guys will actually enjoy this card on your team. I just don't think he's a full meta card. Like, that's what it comes down to when I'm reviewing these prime versions of these cards. But I do think that he's still a pretty good center back. It's just not one of those cards. It's like, you know, like I would still rather use The baby Vidic card, even though his pace is really low. But again, this is completely personal preference based, because I would even use Vidic right now. Players like Varane, even just the Joe Gomez card, like I would still, it's bad to say, but I'd still rather use the Joe Gomez card over this. You know, it's just one of those things for me. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. We have Okacha and Roberto Carlos to do, so yeah.